expect us to be here 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock on the East Coast. Quitting time, the happiest hour of the freaking day.
Hi.
It's me, Brian Brushwood, joined by Bryce Neshcom Castillo,
That's me,
standing in
everybody.
for the
Hello.
tap dancing Justin Robert Young, who's still over at DTNS. Man, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, busy day. I almost wasn't here for it.
Yeah, I guess. How did was it a case where there was just assumption that everybody knew, hey, we're all going to do a thing, and then you're like, I didn't know that.
So the short version is we just did a Modern Rogue shoot very quickly, and John set it up because it was kind of his idea, and he was on it, and so he had told us that we were doing it. We had even a face-to-face conversation about it, and in Slack he said, we're doing a shoot on Thursday. He said at noon or at 1, which was a little loosey for me. You normally had like a pinpoint time.
Sure.
But he didn't tag anybody who was going to be in it. And I know if depending on how big or how small something is, we don't need everyone for every shoot.
Which, by the way, how wonderful that we have that flexibility now, where we can say like, this merits a few of us, not all of us.
Yeah, that's been pretty nice. And so it just ended up being where I didn't know he needed me for that. And so I ended up coming out here and then shot that thing. You guys did some ads, some tech stuff going on to try to work on.
Whew, yeah, that's putting it mildly. So we were talking about this opportunity to produce something, but it's hard to say, yes, we're your guys in good conscience if we don't have a backup plan. Like we've just experienced an entire month of Spectrum not keeping their word on anything.
Right.
And so we've come up with contingency plans, and I think we're in a cool spot where theoretically, and we'll probably test this after this, we should be able to have it to where even if the Spectrum internet goes garbage, all we do is flip over, we plug in just my iPhone to a separate router that all the video stuff runs off of, and then meanwhile, like the Opal continues to be reliable, and it all blends together because like the AT&T, the problem is it's super, super reliable. It never gives me
Your AT&T connection.
yeah, my wireless. But the problem is the way it handles IP and stuff. You're not able to use an Opal on it ever. So worst case scenario, we just switch over to the tethered and we have just Skype audio. But we'll see how the test goes. But I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Interesting, because I'd be interested to see what that looks like in the longer term, because the Opal does have a lower bandwidth requirement,
but it also when everything shits the bed,
everything goes
it
down.
Joins that scat party,
right? Because
yeah,
if
it
it's
gets
zero,
totally German,
right? If it if it goes down to 0, it really fucks up the Opal. Really does not like having the very small amount of bandwidth that it needs. So
yeah, and then that's when it starts like actively trying to mess with whoever's talking to them. Like they're trying to talk, and it's just like, what's the matter? What's the matter? But you're not able to talk. Why can't you talk? What's going on?
Yeah, I think we've even done a couple of recordings where it was like not great, and you could just tell that it was like the Skype lag, but way worse.
Yeah.
In terms of them responding to stuff super late, and it becomes more noticeable when you compare it to hearing the Opal when it works correctly, when it's a very quick comeback.
Beef Viper was asking why we need an IP for the Opal. It needs a domain name associated with it in order to get some of the SSL authentication. Like you can't, if you try from the client to just put in the direct IP, it'll say like, cool story, bro. Why don't you give me the actual URL that the producer gave you, and it won't let you connect. But even that
Which is
might
for
be
safety
something.
for safety reasons.
Right. For very, very good reasons.
Right. And so, yeah, there's some of that. But yeah, I don't know. And then Corey was talking to me about some other ideas that sound very cool. So, yeah, hopefully we've got some new options in this crazy world.
Yeah. Speaking of which, man, as soon as we do these tests, I guess we got a bit more work this afternoon to reach out and let people know what we can and can't do. But for right now, status report, I'm looking over at OBS, seeing a big old green light in the corner. It says 2 to 3 megabits, or kilobits.
Should be about 2.5 megabit.
Yeah, 2.5 megabits is where we're at. I will not run a speed test because we know that's fine.
What is the drop frame percentage?
Where's that displayed?
Bottom.
Drop frames, 0.0%. 0 is 0.0% of all of them.
That's right.
How badass is that?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So what else is going on?
Let's see.
I went and got groceries. Okay, here's
All right, there you go.
I
Hot
fucked
takes.
up.
Grocery talk.
I fucked up a little bit. So
Today I fucked up. Am I the asshole for buying groceries? I gave money to the poor.
So the last
Am I the asshole?
it's weird to describe that guy as poor. So the last time I went and got groceries, I wanted pasta, and I ordered pasta, and they have a weird new thing at HEB where it's like you can't pick your pasta brand. You have to pick the type of pasta you want, and we'll get you it if we have it.
This is some Soviet era bullshit.
I mean, it's like spaghetti and penne. Like you can get the type of thing you need, and whatever.
Hello is me, Ed HEB. Pasta is pasta. All is Italian.
I mean,
You want flat pasta, have flat pasta. Write flat pasta on wish list.
basically.
Maybe skinny pasta, I get that too.
Skinny,
eh?
yeah. I like this. I prefer the skinny. And the last time I went and tried to get spaghetti, and they had none. I got 0. And so when I got the new grocery order, I said, okay, give me 2 of everything, expecting something to sub out or not get through. And now I have a lot of pasta.
Oh, I see. You have not enough pasta.
I've
Comrade, so much pasta. You get punishment pasta.
I share my pasta. I'll share my pasta with everybody.
No share.
No. Oh, no. Okay.
Trade for vodka.
I can use some
Black
vodka.
market works.
And then my chicken went bad. So the chicken I thought I was going to use went bad. And now
Oh, man, that was a really fun 4 seconds when I thought you meant the animal and not the food. like number one,
My
TIL,
Italian chicken.
you have a chicken. Number 2, what does a Breaking Bad chicken look like? Like, what's a chicken that loses its shit?
Aren't chickens kind of assholes anyway? Aren't chickens
Oh,
up there
yeah.
with like geese?
Super assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they peck everything. And that's all they know. They don't have fingers.
They have talons. Rip your eyes out.
Yeah, they have talons. They have
Yeah.
fucking claws, but they don't know how to do anything with grace or finesse.
What is the most graceful use of a talon? Because all they do is scrape the ground and then pick out
The
worms.
most graceful use of a talon is, of course, to hold a crystal ball
or
in a scepter.
so trying to make some kind of pun about America's Got Talon.
Oh, sure.
America's Got Talon.
Well, Howie Cluckdell, when he does the big glove
I
bit,
don't think this is going anywhere.
And you
Oh,
can
that's
see he's
right.
got the
Actually, he
little
does.
thing.
He does the big rooster waddle. Okay, all right, I'm there with that. He told on stage a story about how his sinuses exploded, and he went to the ear, nose, and throat guy.
Oh, my God.
And say like, "Hey, man, I'm really having trouble with my sinuses." And he goes, "Yeah, man, your sinuses are really messed up, but I don't know what would cause that. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this.
do you do anything
Can
with...
you? Yeah. It's like, do you do anything weird with your sinuses?" And he's like,
Well, it's sterile what I'm doing. Maybe. What is the oldest televised like stage act you can think of?
that I saw live.
Just on TV, or the earliest memory, I guess,
Oh
of something
man,
on TV. Because I think,
Incredible Hulk or $6 Million Man.
or like, let's stage though.
I remember seeing a Doug Henning special, live.
Okay.
Doug Henning magic special. Although even now, as I say the word live, I know it was a lie. It couldn't have possibly. Nothing was live.
Ooh.
I mean, everything was fake.
Yeah, I think for me, it probably would have been the. I can't think of anything earlier than this. At least would be the Comedy Central presents for Amazing Jonathan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm certain we talked about it on Cord Killers, but how did you come down on those 2 documentaries? Did you even watch them?
I did. I guess I watched. So there's the Hulu Amazing Jonathan documentary, and then there's one that they released on YouTube.
Yeah.
The one on YouTube that is. I think that if in the absence of a second documentary, I think that would be a perfectly good memoir style documentary about the Amazing Jonathan. And then the Hulu one, which I mean, kind of breaks form a lot and really tries to be. It's not a doc. It almost doesn't feel like a documentary. It almost feels like a reality show.
Right. And if you think of it under reality TV rules, it's fine. But if you go in expecting it to be a documentary, as the title clearly says it is.
The Untitled Amazing Jonathan documentary. Yeah.
But in that case, you have legitimate cause to be upset with what you end up seeing.
Yeah, and I think it's a great story. I think it's a fascinating story.
Yes.
Of like what happened to this dude. They said he was going to die. He's still not dead yet.
Yep.
But It's definitely. It's not. I think you could look at it and say it's a documentary, but it's not a documentary about the amazing Jonathan's life. It's about this moment in time.
It is a reality television show about somebody who is attempting to tell the story of the amazing Jonathan's life.
And I think in that case, it's fine. You know, I mean, there's drama. It is, it's got intrigue. But I think it aims for something completely different from that YouTube one. And then you go and watch the YouTube. I think I watched the YouTube one after I saw the Hulu one. I thought, okay.
Man, no, you did it in the wrong order.
Yeah.
Because the YouTube one I actually couldn't watch in real speed.
You couldn't finish it.
It was no. I could finish it at 1 3/4 speed. Because it was just too sweet, too kind. It was like a reverse roast where it's just like, and then it cut to everyone saying he's great, cut to him explaining how great he is, cut to more people saying he's great, and it's just like there's nothing here for me.
Well, and that's a very tough thing to pull off if you're still alive.
Yes.
If the amazing Jonathan wasn't with us anymore.
Yeah, that's definitely how remembrances go.
Yes.
There's no but in that story arc.
Yeah. That amazing life, the amazing life of Jonathan or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's that.
What about radio? What's the earliest radio audio experience you remember?
I would always, as a kid, listen to the radio going to sleep.
Yep.
And maybe it was music, maybe it was talk show. I remember I guess my earliest specific memory of a radio thing would have been like me and my cousin at some point tuned into Loveline.
Oh wow, with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How transgressive did that feel at the time? You're like, ooh, they're talking about doing it.
It did feel a little naughty, like, oh, this is kind of, but it wasn't like, at least maybe this is apocryphal, but it didn't feel like, oh, well, we're gonna get caught listening to this.
Right.
It just felt like, oh, this is like adults talking about how you have to go pee after you do something in the bed. Yeah, other than that, like, do you listen to radio or anything when you go to sleep?
I listen to the first half of a few podcasts.
Okay.
I set like a
sleep timer.
15 to 30 minute timer. And then some of the time I go back and listen to the rest. I got into the sleepcasts for a while on the Headspace app.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. My favorite is Loch Dorman, where it's a Scottish dude. He's saying like, he's like, oh, we're not the fanciest Loch. We have no crazy beasties. Nothing but tranquil, serene, placid water
That's nice.
as far as the eye can see. But then I let myself, man, I'll tell you what, man, I've fallen so far behind on my podcast game.
Really?
There was like
I guess
4 or
you're
5
not
hours
driving
a day. Yeah. And then now it's hard for me to really even jump back in. I have been trying to get caught up on You Are Not So Smart. David McRaney is fantastic.
Okay.
His stuff is really good. I think in a weird way, and I'd hate to say it, I think Harmontown going away has been one of the best things for my productivity ever.
Really?
Because that was sort of the linchpin of my podcast consumption lifestyle, right? And so now I'll listen to, 538 or the Reason podcast for a little bit of kind of politicky, just wanting to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Or the Reason interview is pretty good too, because that you get a full hour of everything from COVID data to policy to that kind of stuff. What about you?
So so it's so weird because growing up, I mean, even through grade school almost, I would listen to radio going to bed, and then at some point, maybe this was after college, it would be Netflix. I'd just fall asleep watching Netflix, and then there'd be a few years there where I didn't. And then now I'm back to listening to podcasts with a sleep timer. So I even have a little NFC chip on my light switch at my door. So I hold my phone up to it, and it will shut off the Apple TV. It'll turn off the lights in the house, and it'll turn on a 30-minute timer for my podcast.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you don't. So in lieu of having a like an Echo device or something, and just say get ready for bed or whatever.
Yeah, I really don't. I have a Echo Dot Mini, I think, and I don't like
You don't
keeping
dig
it
it?
plugged in because it'll turn itself on. And I don't love that. Is that Justin Robert Young?
Yeah.
Hey,
There he
All right,
is.
I think
Here,
I'm
I
still
gotta
getting
stop.
my
Yeah,
back.
There you go.
There you
now,
go.
now I got it all mutes. There we go. Should be good.
Yes.
Pop them up. Pop 'em up.
Yes. We've got Opal. We've got. Are we doing good? Is this good? Are we doing good?
We spent
No?
all day testing, and Roberto is a goddamn legend and a hero because we've spent all day just trying to isolate whether or not any problem is on our end. And that involves taking all of our network offline and continuing to hit refresh on the test all day. And last night, I think last night or the night before, oh yeah, I should get Justin on video.
Pop 'em up.
I forgot
Pop
about
'em
that.
up.
Boom.
Pop.
The Spectrum Tech came out and he got 4 tests in a row running at, full 35 megabits upstream. So he's like, hey man, at this point, my hands are tied. There's, I have fixed the problem. And I was like, all right, we'll see. And then sure enough, like this morning, you get a good run. Then it starts to get a little wonky. Then I remove everything from the network and just have a computer directly plugged in. It got all the way down to 5.5 megabits at one point instead of the 35 that were promised. So at this point, because we're talking, Justin, about doing that big production, and in good conscience, we have to be able to say we know how to handle a bad weather storm of poor internet. So now we're actually taking one of the other routers and setting it up so on demand, like if a storm's coming, then all of a sudden we just bail on Spectrum, and this separate router, I switch over one cable, and then suddenly everything's running just on my phone, which reliably has 40 megabits up and then 120 down, and the tower's right over there. So for the duration of the broadcast, and then maybe the only thing that breaks is the Opal. So, but even then, we suspect that so worst case scenario, we flip the switch and we have to use Skype audio. Not a terrible thing. Best case scenario, we can still keep using the Opal just like we have. It's just that the Opal now has a vastly reduced workload to deal with because it's not fighting traffic on all of the other stuff. By the way, at this moment, we have dropped over the entire broadcast 49 frames, 0.1%. Cool. And so we still have green lights across the board.
How is DTNS, Jerry?
Good. We talked a little bit more about the AMC Universal slap fight.
So wild. Have you guys talked about this on the happy hour yet?
No, I don't think we have.
It's bizarre.
Oh, that AMC, you can't show our movies anymore.
No, AMC saying we're not going to buy your movies anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they have that right?
It's
certainly
do not take this literally. This is the beginning of a negotiation. Look, theaters and studios have been married for a very, very, very long time. And back in the 80s, there was this hot, sexy, young thing called home video. And boy, were theaters upset about it. But they had to learn to live with it. And so much like a mob wife, they were just like, just don't embarrass me. If you're going to screw around, just do it a year and a half after we do our business and just keep it away from me. And unfortunately, things started getting closer and closer together. And now it's like a 90-day window. But they are now at a point where the theaters have no leverage anymore. They're literal death traps in the minds of many consumers. And so now Universal and the studios are going to be like, hey, guess what? New deal. You have no leverage. We have all the leverage. So you can't stay in business unless you have the hot movies. You can threaten to shoot yourself in the head and not carry Fast and the Furious. But we all know how this ends. Eventually, you just realize we're now in a fully open relationship.
And that was going to happen one way or the other. I mean, we can sit here and say, sans COVID, it would be 90-day windows all of the time. But you saw Netflix and Amazon and even Hulu try to, pick at that window because they know that the one thing that the theaters have for the streaming services is a gateway to awards to award season.
Right.
Yeah.
And then even this year, the Academy is saying, oh, you don't have to be in theaters. It's fine. And the Academy has said that will be temporary, but I don't know why. I don't know why it has to be that way either.
I mean, I actually think part of this is you might see some of these major theater chains sell. Like
just whole cloth, new owners.
Like two Netflix. Suddenly Netflix has
or
100
theaters. I mean, who knows if Netflix really wants to be in that? Like Netflix, they would probably rather AMC just go belly up and they could just buy a few of the theaters and they don't take on the responsibility of owning a massive chain. But if there is somebody that might be interested in that or believes that this is something that will eventually make a comeback, then I think that part of the reason is this is a negotiation. Universal touched the third rail, which they haven't in the past, and the theater owners said, you're touching the third rail.
But it's not
Stop it.
It's so weird because it's not just Universal, unless you're saying that the third rail is also being successful at this, because there are plenty of other movies that went PVOD.
It's the way that they did it. It's saying they made a point. I cannot illustrate enough how few people this is a conversation between. This is like a conversation between the CEO of the four major movie chains, the head of that association, and the major studio heads. This is like people that can all comfortably fit in a Zoom grid is the only people who are really talking here. Everybody else is like just watching signals that are not designed for them. What Universal did was they went to the trade press and they said, we made $100 million with Trolls World Tour. This is definitely proof that we're going to continue to explore premium VOD even after COVID. Now, they did not say we made a nice amount of money with premium VOD. We're very happy with how it performed. I'm sure we would have made a lot more money had movie theaters been open. Boy, do we love movie theaters, and we can't wait to get back in there with a fresh bag of popcorn the way that the directors intended. They did not say that. They basically said,
so
look,
you think that was an intentional shot across the bow for them to flex that way?
Very intentional. And the movie theaters reacted like it was intentional, and that was that.
To hear them react, I was talking about this on Twitter with some other folks the other day, and a lot of this reminds me of like Movie Pass, right? Remember when Movie Pass was like, we're going to make deals with the movie theaters, and they're just going to give us a percentage just because we're sending people over there.
Right.
And now the movie theaters are in a very similar position of like, no, you... to read the AMC statement and the NATO statement is like, I can't believe that they would put Trolls out on VOD before it was released, as if putting it out on VOD isn't the release. The release date is the day that it was on iTunes, Like they cannot imagine a world where they are cut out of this picture, despite the fact that everyone else sees that perfectly clear.
Is living that world, yeah.
In their heart of hearts, they want all the big movies to be delayed. So the first Friday that theaters are open nationwide is the biggest Friday in the history of movie making, and everything gets released. So you have a reason to go to the theater.
Well, and the bummer of that, of course, is all of the rollouts to getting back to normal involve these 25% capacity provisos. Like there's no flipping a switch and suddenly we're all partying in the same room again at the same time.
Not to mention just people feeling comfortable going out. I mean, you could say the doors are open 100%, and you can even say COVID solved. You could say that there's a vaccine and a cure out there right now, and you're still going to get plenty of people who are going to take their time because they don't trust it, they don't believe it, any number of things. It's not even just at the legislative level. It's people don't feel comfortable going out. I went and picked up some.
Say it.
Some Chinese food the other day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say more pasta. I thought we were back to Comrade HEB. Welcome to HEB. You take bread, we give you. You like it.
It's for Texans.
Beer is vodka with more water. Here vodka, make beer. HEB.
So I ordered, we were finishing up a shoot one day, and I said, okay, I'm going to order food for pickup. I'm going to drive out there and pick it up. It'll be perfect. It'll be 20 minutes. It'll be great. and I won't need to worry about a mask or anything. I'll just go in, say, here's my thing. This is the right time. I did it with DoorDash, I think, which I had never used before. And I was like, okay. And they have the signs posted up, like, you got to have a face mask. And you walk in and everyone else has a face mask. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going in and out. I'm not going to feel too much.
But you're not wearing a face mask.
I'm not wearing a face mask. But
You
I'm
don't
going
even
in and
do
out.
this like grade school thing where you
The
lift
the
your
collar
shirt up a little bit.
No, because look, it was in and out. We did the. It was after that treasure hunt shoot day.
Yeah,
and it was very
that was a
long.
big day.
And I was tired and sweaty, and I was like, I don't have a mask on me. I would just go in and out. The whole plan was in and out, and I go there and I'm like, hey, here for pickup for Bryce. It was a DoorDash, and here for pickup for Bryce. And they go, we don't see your order.
Oh no.
And
No!
so it is not until I'm there at the counter for like 10 minutes while they're calling someone trying to find this order that it actually pops up. And so now I'm sitting in there for like 20 minutes without a mask, and everyone else has a mask coming in, and everyone's keeping. And it made me feel like shit because I didn't have my mask on me.
It's funny how quickly that social pressure changes because at first I'm like, I'm not gonna put on a mask, and then you'd see like maybe one person with a mask, you're like, that
Right.
guy. But then when you're the only one who doesn't have a mask, you're just like, oh, I done fucked up.
Right.
Like I should be wearing a mask.
And I felt, it's more than just like, oh, I'm left out. Like when I was stuck there for, when they said like, it's going to be 10 more minutes while we make your food, then it was like, am I fucking this up for someone else? I'm trying to keep my distance from people, all this other stuff, but you never know, right? It's all about possibilities. And, so that made me feel like shit. And
Have
also
you
the food
guys
wasn't good.
learned-
The beef was very dry. I won't say.
Have
the name
you
of the
guys
place.
learned the
Beef was bad.
lesson of not brushing your teeth before you wear a mask?
Oh.
Not brushing your teeth?
Oh no! Why you should? Because holy
Yes.
shit,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
intolerable. Oh
Do
my
you
god!
find out real quick, even if you don't think that you have bad breath? Holy shit! Do you find out how perfect breath is the only breath that can be dealt with when you're wearing a mask?
There is Mary Roach wrote a book. I think it was called Guts or something like that. Or
Is she the comic lady, the business lady in the comics?
no,
I'm Mary Roach.
that's Mary Worth. I think Sally Ford.
No, it's Kathy, right?
Oh,
Kathy
that's
was
Kathy.
ack.
No, Mary Roach writes science nonfiction books about weird stuff. Like she did a book called on corpses, another one on I think it was called Guts, and a journey through the alimentary canal.
she wrote that book, the big famous book about corpses and what happens with corpses, and it was nonfiction, right?
Yes, I know that in one of those books she talks about how of all the, I think one was all about all the different bodily fluids, and
Does she
worst
set numbers? Does she
one,
have numbers?
the worst one to work with. The like you eventually get used to the smell of shit. You deal with farts, you deal with stinky pits, you deal with snots, you deal with the bloods, but fucking next level is working in anything with saliva samples all over the place.
Really?
Like when that hits that sour level, it is instantly vomit inducing.
Oh,
And
that's awful.
yeah,
blarg.
I'm against it. Anyway,
I'm again it.
Let's just get her some chocolate. She just wants some chocolate. She'll save
She
us.
just wants a man. Ack. Kathy, what's up with that lady? I think Kathleen was probably unfairly maligned. Like, I was always like in hip kid comic circles, like Family Circus got beat up because it was like a family thing. But I feel like Kathy was basically just every female comics act in the 80s. Like every like wacky like Judy Tenuta kind of like act, but it just got trashed. Like it's always just like, oh, this is the worst comic, when really it's like, it just wasn't the demo of angry young men that,
how did it compare to Ziggy?
Ziggy got shit on less than Kathy.
I know, but which one was actually better?
I don't know. This is me trying to work through my internalized misogyny as I give Kathy maybe Kathy was prematurely canceled. This is my new take. This is my new woke take. Woke gerbs.
Meryl Barr hitting us up with some entertainment news, saying, "Boys, we have to talk about the new Quibi update."
Is there a Quibi update?
Oh my God.
What's the Quibi update?
Queeb date. Do you not know what this
Are
is,
you
Brian?
are you a Queeb weeb? Let's
Queaboo.
see.
Queaboo.
Queaboo.
What is the update? Because
I actually don't know it either.
I don't know.
Okay, here I got
up.
it for you. I got it for
All right,
you.
there you go.
now they have 2.5 million viewers.
Queeby
Oh no.
has decided that they are going to get people hooked on their product, Brian.
Oh,
if you
by
were trying,
maybe
if
having
you were
a free
Queeby,
option.
No, not that. What they're going to do is they're going to put out a few of their episodes for free on YouTube. Now, I made a joke on Twitter that, oh, hey, this is bullshit. I tried to rotate my monitor and it didn't automatically rotate. And I was corrected by Merrill Barr. It gets better. They released both the horizontal and vertical versions in 2 different videos.
Why? All of these things were filmed in horizontal. Oh, yeah.
Release the golden arm, you cowards.
I was worried about the other thing on that news thing that you pulled up, Brian. Apparently an ad firm data sales tied to, I don't know, the email verification. Just scroll back up to the.
Oh, got it. Sorry.
On that search there. Yeah. Email verification process reportedly sent data to multiple ad firms, which is making me feel really good about the fact that my account is not email verified right now.
Hey, I just realized.
So yeah, apparently this is a little bit clickbaity in that it's a thing that is well known. The Washington Post has it.
Really? Oh.
MailChimp apparently had it. It's not anything malicious. It's just something that specifically after GDPR they should have been safeguarded against, but it doesn't seem like it's a malicious thing. It is just something that needs to be fixed. And Queeby says that they have fixed it.
Okay. I still will not be verifying my email address. Thank you very much.
Justin,
nor should you.
I just realized it was not on Happy Hour that we watched that golden arm clip. Do you know how I can find it?
I would just Google golden arm.
This is the show where there's
Queeby.
But there's one scene.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel has a golden arm.
Jack AM clipped out a bunch of those on Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
I believe. Yeah, I remember because he was very excited.
The only thing. It's the only thing that I want to watch on Queeby.
Oh my
Although
God.
I kind of feel like if I watched the rest of it, it would sully the beautiful thoughts I have of just this one recorded from somebody's cell phone clip of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and her golden arm.
Oh,
is this the clip?
That's a clip of the show.
Oh, but I don't think this.
Let me see. Let me see what the screen.
This is the one.
Oh yeah,
this is the one.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
here we go.
yes.
Oh my god.
And she
Hold on. I'm gonna grab a beer while you watch this.
Yeah. So she's.
Winter came, and we got sick.
The tests have come in that it is pulmonary gold disease.
Gold disease?
As long as your body keeps absorbing the gold through your skin, there's very little I can do. You've got to take off that prosthetic.
No, I can't take off my golden arm. Ever.
Sir? Whatever she wants.
Not even gold plate, huh? What the fuck? She's on a hospital bed
I'm right
with
here.
a tube.
I had a dream. A terrible dream. Promise me something.
Yes.
Anything. When I die, bury me with my golden arm. Promise.
See, the golden arm.
Yeah.
The golden arm is
See it.
that's imperialism. That's a symbol for imperialism. It's actually the Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god. That chick loved that golden arm, man.
She loves that arm.
Man, I tell you, I thought I liked stuff in life, and then I met Marvelous Mrs. Maisel with her golden arm.
Is that
she
Mrs.
fucking loves it.
Is that who that is?
That's Mrs. Maisel, yeah.
Oh.
And that was directed by Sam Raimi. No bullshit.
Wow.
Actually directed by Sam Raimi.
Hey man.
Duh,
Quibi's getting
that tracks.
talent. Quibi's getting the talked about moments that we're
No.
looking for.
Bryce, Queeby's getting talent paid.
Yes.
Like,
They're getting talented people to cash checks.
cash.
People who
Yeah.
have talent are accepting money. That's about the most
So-
truthful iteration we can give of this.
Maine and I yesterday did a little thing for a Magic Castle. It's like some youth program at the Magic Castle, and somebody asked us about, hey, there's this Leor Schuchard who's a magician. He's got a show on Quibi. What do you think about Quibi? And I'm like, Leor is a very, very talented magician. My thoughts on that are that he should cash the check immediately.
Yeah, dude.
Just
Absolutely.
make sure that check. Blessings to him for securing the bag. Cash the check now if you have not already. Just make sure that transaction goes through.
Get it in cash as soon as you possibly can.
Exactly.
Get it out of
Bring
your
it to
PayPal
a fucking
account.
liquor store
Take it
if you
out
have
of
to.
PayPal.
I don't know if you saw, Bryce, but we got a couple of comments on Twitter of people like from talented magicians thanking us by name for putting out that how to do a virtual magic program.
Oh, cool. No,
video.
I had not seen that recently.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, one of the competitors to NACA is APCA, APCA, and they were asking if they could pretty please put it on the front page.
Oh, that's
and
great.
Sort of make that the go-to. Hey, this is what you need to know in order to do your virtual show.
Oh man, is it? Are you seeing it yet there yet?
I keep checking it from time to time. I'm sure
Maybe it's on their Facebook or something.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad
Yeah.
that we could do that. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, if people don't know, on the Scam Nation a few weeks back, right before all the Josie stuff, we did a little live stream here in studio. You talked with Michael Kent, and then
Shoot, we have to release that new Josie video.
Well, you got to pick a title first.
Yeah,
so.
we can go with what you have.
Okay, then
Or,
I can do it. Here.
Well, here, what do you think of this for a title, Justin? The trick is we were going to do a different trick, but then I taught Josie how to light a match and then and put it out on her tongue. Like, we didn't intend for that to be what it was, but it's an adorable 4.5 minutes. And what does it say right now?
I think it's just in question. Can I
eat this match?
Can I eat a match?
Can I eat a match?
Something like that.
Yeah, that's fine, right? You'd click on that. Little girl got fire in her mouth.
Yeah, I would think of it as like a Google autocomplete. Like there's always the like, can I right?
Eat a match.
And so if that's the video version, the video answer to that, then yeah.
All right,
Or
well, here.
maybe here's an alternative right before you do it, because the big trend now on YouTube is the with me doing with me videos. So like baking with me or something. So what if it was eat a match with me? Is that something? Is that something?
Is that
anything?
something?
Yeah, right now it says.
See, the
can I
question,
eat a match?
Brian, is it something?
Is it something? Or
it not a nothing?
I say go with can I eat this match? And then in fact we'll release it and we'll take a look at it because just that first minute I want Justin to see.
Here, I will publish it now. I will add it to the playlists. Brian teaches his daughter and pranks and goofs to lighten the mood. And openers. Why do we call this an opener? And then ready to go live?
Yep.
Saving changes.
There we go. You just witnessed live
All right,
publication
hit
of
that
a video.
F5. It actually the videos page always slower to update. You might want
Really?
to go to my subscriptions.
Huh. Your subscriptions?
Yeah.
There you go. Subscriptions.
Don't look at my porn.
Yeah, I was about to say. Hopefully you're subscribed.
It should be good. No, there you go. Right
there we go.
Can I eat a match?
Can I eat a match? All right. 16 seconds ago.
This week on Scam Nation, you're gonna learn how to tame fire with your tongue. That was my Jack Black impression. Welcome to the show.
That's
that if
amazing.
you lived here, you'd be in quarantine right now. It's Scam Nation, the only show dedicated to social engineering in the family room, on your porch, and eventually the bar. When I'm old enough, and if they still exist. I'm Josie Freshman, and today you'll be playing with matches.
Did your mom ever teach you how to properly
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Have you ever felt more obsolete?
Oh, that's a very good question.
So yeah, you guys with John shot that the other day, right?
Yeah. That was the first thing we shot with the new gimbal. That was super smooth. Came out looking really, really good.
Yeah, it came out looking nice. I kind of want to look at that footage a little bit more because to use it, we can't do the manual focusing that we do because then you're touching the
Right. You have
camera.
to use the kit lens.
And the autofocus I want to take a little more look at it because it feels like it jitters a little bit in such a weird way, but the footage came out looking really nice.
Yeah, I think if we used a wide-angle lens and just had its general, distance, then I think it'd smooth it out.
Yeah. But
I forget that was only like 3 takes. I couldn't. That was amazing.
Nice.
Dedicated to social engineering in the family room.
I was very proud. So there's a reference near the end of the video. I don't know if you want to show it that Josie makes.
Oh, that's right. No, it was great.
Did you recognize the reference?
I didn't recognize the reference, but I like that it was dressed up in a big, cutesy, loud way.
Okay.
But also, this is the part where Bonnie comes in and catches us. I've burnt myself worse eating a pizza that was too hot than ever eating matches.
Okay.
So here. But don't let me.
Oh my God!
Why?
You've got to be kidding me.
Are you kidding me?
There's Bonnie.
Nothing.
We're not doing anything.
Are you guys playing with matches?
No.
All right, show your mom.
Okay.
This wasn't even gonna be the trick. Oh my God. So good. Yeah, she just managed to show up right at that moment, and then she hung out. She was working in the soundstage.
Tongue way out. Way out. And just drag it down. Keep it moving.
I'm waiting.
No, drag it down. It's getting too big. Oh,
It's too big.
I know.
That's
the thing. If you
Is
wait
this the
too
first time
long,
Bonnie's been on
it
Scam
also-
Nation?
Yeah,
It's
I think it
brittle.
is. Oh, no.
So
She
it
stood
starts
on me on the bed of
burning.
nails, so the hot part might break off
Okay,
at the
yeah.
live show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
Uh,
She blows it out.
It takes a little bit of building up the courage. You're not wrong.
There it is. Tongue out flat. No hesitation. You did it!
That was really easy.
See, I told you! Do it again!
Yeah. Okay.
Here, same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
That's too big.
No, it's not. You got it. You feel like a badass?
Protein.
I don't know what that was a reference to.
So I'm assuming that she is making that reference, and if not, I'm making it for her. So
Why?
you know that Agretzko show on Netflix?
Oh, yeah. She loved it. Yeah, she definitely was referencing that then.
So yeah, the yoga instructor is this big buff kangaroo that only says protein.
Got it.
Protein.
So that's what she was referencing.
Protein.
Oh my God, that's so great.
The best thing is at the very end. If you go back like 5 seconds. On this clip
here we go.
It's just both of you with your head in your hands at the exact same time in the
Same
exact
gesture.
way.
Why?
I love you so much.
That's not at all what I meant.
Okay.
Put that one in the bank.
So good.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. You were not kidding. Like that. You just realized, like, oh no, this is the Josie channel now. Now Josie learns magic, and that's the hook. That's the excitement. That's the new direction. Like,
Oh, God, that's so fun.
Super good.
I'll tell you what, you could even probably do like Josie reacts videos where you just show her
Good magic.
famous magic routines or whatever, like and just see her
Daughter reacts
thoughts.
to
Yeah, magician's daughter reacts to
scam
bad magic or
scams.
godlike magic or whatever.
Something.
And then yeah. I mean, Chris Ramsey does those reacts to where it's like original video does 80,000 views. Chris Ramsey reacts to it, does 3 million views. And so it's like,
Yeah.
all right.
And we
Well,
are,
I mean,
and
'cause
that's
the-
great, and it's great, and we love that.
Yeah, because people know
we can't wait to get a taste of that ourselves. Is what we're saying. Apparently, that's money. I'm gonna be opening puzzle boxes. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Protein.
Oh, can I get my plugs in?
Yeah.
I guess
Plug it
Yeah,
up.
what you
So
got?
Friday Night Bryce is back this week, 8:00 Central.
What are you playing? Still Final Fantasy?
We're still playing Final Fantasy. Last week we just did the famous wall market scene where Cloud cross dresses and he's got to sneak his way into the human trafficking / sex pit and save his friend. And now we're at the the Train Graveyard, which I'm sure will be awful and terrible if the original game has anything to say about it. And then on Saturday, so I guess I have to pick a time on Saturday, maybe during the day, but Saturday I think we're going to do some more marbles. Have you guys caught any of the marbles streams?
I've not, but I know that they are well beloved by the fam.
Yeah, so if you've ever seen any of the marble racing videos that are really popular, and I think ESPN has like run some of those videos on, I don't know if it was on ESPN1 or maybe one of the Ochos. But yeah, there's a game called Marbles on Stream where anyone in the chat room, they just type a little command and they get a marble with their name on it. And so we can have, 50 plus people, hundreds of people if we wanted to, who get a marble on this track, and then they race and see who wins. It's a lot of fun. I call it like a horse race or like an actual like NASCAR race thing. It's a lot of fun.
What's it sound like?
Well, it's tough. It's tough to do it. I don't have all the.
You don't have the mustache on.
I don't have my mustache on. I don't have my jacket.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like 3 o'clock. Thinking of a midday on Saturday, like 3 o'clock Central.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So people join in. It's free. You don't have to download anything.
So I guess on gaming topics, Justin, today's the last day of April. I guess you didn't make the run for Legend?
Yeah, I was streaming for fucking 3 hours this morning.
Oh, were you?
Did you get it?
How close?
Yeah. No, I fucking didn't do. Oh. No, I got up to rank 1 star.
Ooh.
And then I slid. And so I was at 3. And then I basically spent 4 hours fucking just jacking it between like 4 and 3. But I switched decks. I was rocking a Face Hunter, and that's what got me up to 1 star. But then I think the meta got a little bit more control-y. So it started to slide from there. And so now I was playing Egg Boy Warrior.
Egg Boy?
Eggy Boy. It involves an egg, Bryce.
Oh.
The optimal way to play it is with an egg boy. No, Xantar, god damn it, just reminding me of all my failures. The best part about Egg Boy Warrior is that you just fucking romp Demon Hunter. Like, Demon Hunter is just, like, even the new version with, like, the Fell Cannon, which is a little bit more stout. That's why I switched from the what's it called? The Dragon
Warrior
Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah, the Dragon Hunter was killing it, and then the new Demon Hunter was actually teched better against it. But they got no fucking answer for Egg Boy Warrior, except for once. I lost once because they just fucking drew the exact fucking shit they needed, like right at the moment where I was kind of being a little cocky. But other than that, it was super easy to fucking run over them. The bigger problem is there aren't as many fucking Demon Hunters in that rank 1 through 4 final thing as I would like, because otherwise I would be Legend by now.
Yeah, you and if you're on the Pacific server, you and 100,000 other people. That's how many people hit Legend. Like the new ranked system just.
Oh, I know. Yeah, which is why I really wanted to do it, mostly because I wanted to tweet that fucking meme of remember the Rick and Morty where there was like the couples counseling and all the Jerrys just keep getting like spat out because the evil wife is like fucking eating them.
Yeah.
So like that, there was like a meme on our Hearthstone where it was just like that, like with like 50 Jerrys and they all had Legend heads. And I really wanted to hit Legend just so I could tweet that meme, just so I could depreciatingly just let everybody know that I could only make Legend when it was worth garbage.
It was a bit of a bummer, like the experience of, I mean, you hit Legend and then no matter, unless you are seriously qualified to belong in the top 100 or whatever, then every time you log in, you just discover that you've slipped farther and farther because everybody who comes in at a lower number than you, right? Yeah. So you just so at some point it's just like, maybe I'll just give everyone the gift of just losing on purpose every game.
So when you hit Legend, I guess you stay Legend.
Yeah,
or
you
fall out?
You can't slip out of Legend. Yeah, which is part of why
that would be a fun thing to try and get the lowest rank on Legend you could.
Yeah, I agree. but
I mean the worst rank.
yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. In fact, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did it, if for no other reason than to find out how many legend players there are, because you see that number, and if you keep hitting, just given the gift of quitting every time the game gets started.
Yeah. I wonder if they get you for like cheating or something if you concede too many times in a row. You'd have to lose on. You have to really lose. You have to lose with trying.
Yeah, my guess is
Hearthstone.
Well, it's a bit like chess rankings. A victory over somebody with a better rank than you in chess means more than a victory over somebody with a lower ranking.
Yeah.
And so likewise, my guess is you're just low enough in the ranking that you're not really helping anyone out. You basically, instead of jumping ahead 1,000 ranks the way it normally would be, they jump ahead 2 ranks based on your giving up. Yeah. So tomorrow.
So I'll keep fucking around. I'll keep fucking around with it tonight. But yeah, I was hoping to fucking punch on through. But then I kept hitting these fucking priests, man. These goddamn priests.
I got no room for priests.
Hour-long games. I'm just like, enough.
It's tempting just to concede the moment they show up.
I
It's
did.
yeah.
No, I hit one and I'm like, fuck it. Like, just take the win, you fucking hour-long game playing motherfucker.
I might stick around 3 or 4 turns just to find out whether or not because you can tell from the cards whether or not they're playing the forever game, or if you get a good draw, sometimes you could just aggro and then be out by turn 6.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that both times I've actually played, I've gotten them to like fucking low single digits, and then it's just like they got enough lifesteal, enough heal, enough fucking.
And once that lifesteal starts coming out, it's just like, all right, now anything can happen.
And then,
what is this, Westworld? I'm out.
Then they start showing off the Exodia cards, and you're like, oh, you're just waiting for the head. And when they get that, it's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Sorry.
I was watching a friend of mine.
Took me a second.
I was watching a friend of mine play on do a stream last night, and he was streaming what is it? The official cat big tools game. So it's like Caterpillar, Earth Movers.
Yeah.
And then when he beat that, he beat the game. He started playing some Game Boy Color version of Yu-Gi-Oh. And there's just some deck combination you can do where you keep getting Exodia, and that's like an automatic win. So
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Duel.
Can I read you an amazing newspaper lead that I found on Twitter?
Sure.
Please.
You might want to make sure that there's not a rat living or recently dead in your car's engine. Why are you still reading? Check your car for a rat, I said. That's the tip. Rats like it in there. And while they can take up residence in a car engine anytime, anecdotal reports and mankind's modern, if imperfect, knowledge of rat behavior suggest the phenomenon might be occurring more frequently right now. 3 line breaks into this story, and it's becoming increasingly clear that the depth of your interest in rats plunges far deeper than basic car maintenance tips. You are a person who seeks to understand.
What was this, on a parody newspaper or something?
No, this is
The
an
New York
actual
Times.
newspaper.
No shit.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, literally the New York Times.
What?
That's amazing. That read just like that Onion piece on how you're high and everyone knows it.
The Great Lady wants you to know about the other Great Lady. It's the Rat Queen.
Rats. Yes, queen.
That is amazing.
Rat queen.
Ras
Queen.
Ras Queen. Slay. You would think that the car turning on
Would be a clue.
would scare the rats out.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't be in here. It's loud and hot, and I'm going
No.
to die.
I think that's the thing. It could fuck up your engine if they're in a place that they're gonna die and
They
fucking
get
get all
caught
their
up in a
rat
belt.
guts.
Yeah. They don't make anti-rat engines anymore. They used to. Henry Ford made one.
They have anti-rat engines. They're called unions.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Well, whose side are you on, Castillo?
So Quibi.
Quibi.
What about him,
buy that
man?
stock.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Just
As
for
it
a quick
turns out, I mean, do you think that releasing videos on YouTube is a bad sign?
No, I think it's probably what
Netflix
they should
isn't
have done
doing it.
to begin with.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, you would
it's
think that they would do it at the beginning.
The
Or
mistake
before
they
the-
made was
Yeah.
not doing that to begin with. That's how it should have
Yeah.
started. You know, it should have been get them hooked, make them
Yeah.
see that this is the place for
They're-
golden arms.
They're
as
the
far as
perfect
the eye
length for
can see.
YouTube.
Yeah,
It should have just been a YouTube channel.
at first, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're all gonna disappear on this day. All of these videos will become unavailable.
Yeah.
Join us in Quibiland.
Don't you want to see Chance
Like,
the Rapper punked?
all of your new best friends are going to move to Chicago. You can come with us. All it costs you is $5 a month.
Yeah.
I think
I did
think we've
watch
been
the
saying this
trailer for
over
the
a year.
new Reno 911 re-up.
That is the one thing that I think is the right type of content for Quibi. But
Not out
Yeah.
yet.
I'm gonna guess it's not
No.
good.
It's not out yet.
I mean, the trailer looked like Reno 911. You know, it looked.
Did you guys see the Reno movie? You
I
guys
did.
like the Reno movie? Reno 911
Sure, yeah.
Miami?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a good movie.
It was good. You know, the full story is Reno 911 was originally going to be a TV version of Super Troopers, and then they
really?
but then they couldn't get the Super Trooper people for it, so they're like, well, fuck it, let's just
get these
pretty much do
improv
Super.
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do that and make it a show, and then that later became a movie.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit! You want to know what's funny?
Huh.
The state where all the Reno 911 people came from, that MTV wanted to get into sketch comedy and wound up going with the state, but the other finalist was Broken Lizard,
No kidding.
the Super Trooper troupe. Yeah,
Wow.
like they almost
Viacom.
got that early 90s or late 90s MTV heat.
Wow. Wow.
How intertwined.
It's almost as though crops of people all work really hard and swim in the same circles and tend to reach success
A beautiful tapestry
through various
Hollywood.
different methods.
Yes,
The golden loom of entertainment.
The golden loom. Shit. Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Look, the internet sure held up now.
Yeah. Current scorecard is
I'm going to say less than 2% drop frames.
dropped frames 557 for a grand total of 0.5% dropped frames, holding steady at 2 to 3,000 kilobits. That's not quite the same as megabits.
Basically.
Yeah, well, you got to do like divide by 8 instead of divide by 10.
But if it's
Divide by
bytes-
power of
Yeah.
Christ
But then
compels you.
compels you. Oh no, wait. Actually, you're right. Kilobits. That is the same.
They're both
2.6 megabits.
Killing them softly.
Killing them
with his song.
This is if there's ever been a more obvious time. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Look, we love you guys.
Bye,
See you guys
everybody.
next happy hour.
We did it! We made it to heaven!
No.